guys. So, we have energy incoming this week that really has a lot to do with supporting us in a process of turning our dreams into a practical material reality. And this is because of a couple big aspects that are coming into effect tomorrow. However, we are really entering this energy today, and the Sabian Symbols are directing it and talking a lot about it as well. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 28th. 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. So, we have some things going on today. Today is actually, there are no real exact aspects happening today. Universe is saving those for tomorrow. But we are entering this window today. And the only real specific aspects being brought to us are some aspects happening because of the moon, which I will talk about in a little bit. But let's start just talking about what we have building, and then we'll talk about the aspect of today, and then we'll talk about, we have some planets changing degrees as well. I want to talk about the Sabian symbols, and then if you stick with me till the end of the video, I am going to talk about the tarot cards that came up in conjunction with the energy today, and pull a synchronicity message for all of us. So let's get it started. First off, these aspects that are pending, that are building, that are activating today, that are going to be specifically directly activated tomorrow and into Thursday, are Venus in Scorpio coming into an exact trine with Neptune. And that will actually also be a grand trine because the moon will be in Cancer. So we will have Venus in the end of Scorpio. We will have Neptune in the end of Pisces, and tomorrow we will have the moon in the end of Cancer. But the moon is moving into Cancer today, and Venus is only 1 degree off from this trine to Neptune. So this is actually being activated today, and it will build and build, and tomorrow will really be like the climax of this energy. We also have Venus coming into a square with Jupiter simultaneously as well. Jupiter just moved back to 23 degrees of Aquarius. Venus is today at 21 degrees of Scorpio, so this is only a 2 degree off orb square as well, so we're feeling this energy as well. And what this combination is really doing, I will talk much more about this tomorrow, but it has a lot to do with really a very heightened level of creative ability in conjunction with a very close connection to our higher self and our intuition and sort of like spiritual inspiration. So, and Jupiter expands things. So this energy that we are entering into now with Venus, Neptune, Jupiter, and the moon is really going to be doing a lot to help us sort of like in a very spiritually inspired way start creating our like true desires. And this is expanded through Jupiter. Also, we have the sun at 6 degrees of Libra today, only 1 degree off of an exact trine to Saturn in Aquarius. Again, this will happen tomorrow as well. And Saturn and the sun, this is a master builder energetic. So, and you know, Saturn is very practical, very grounded, very material, very like solid structures, foundations. In the sun, this is what makes us thrive and grow. It gives us our life force essentially. And so it's like we have like our life force under this energetic is really being utilized to build and to lay some new foundations that are going to be taking us into the future. And in a conjunction, well, not an astrological conjunction, but in like it's happening simultaneous to this very inspired creative energy with Venus and Neptune in an expanded way, Jupiter as well, that's coming through. This dynamic duo of aspects is really like doing so much to help us to manifest in a grounded and material way our dreams and our that like very spiritually inspired creative ability our ideals, essentially. We are bringing our ideals into reality this week, or we're starting that process under these aspects. And it's very interesting because today, the day before this is happening, leading into this energetic, we have the sun at 6 degrees of Libra. And that Sabian symbol, or the symbol that represents this specific degree. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are unaware at this point in time, a lot of the astrology I do centers around what is called the Sabian Symbols, and those are a group of symbols that represent each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Whenever a planet is at a specific point, discharging a specific degree, making an aspect, we can look at the Sabian symbol and read it, and it gives us more information about why that specific aspect is taking place in the context of this grand unfolding cosmic blueprint that is always carrying us through time and space, and right now is pushing us towards the Aquarian archetype, the Aquarian frequency, as we transition paradigms from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. So I always look at the Sabian symbols because they help me to understand and interpret the underlying purpose for the aspects in the context of everything else that's going on. And today, with the sun at 6 degrees of Libra, that Sabian symbol is a man watches his ideals taking concrete form before his inner vision. And this specific degree is describing exactly what the combination of sun in trine to Saturn and Venus, Neptune, moon in a grand trine while Venus squares Jupiter, that is the same exact thing. Those aspects broken down translate into the degree where the sun is today at 6 Libra. A man watches his ideals, Venus, Neptune, the moon, taking concrete form, sun, Saturn, before his inner vision. And again, the inner vision would go back to Venus, moon, Neptune. That's really a very perfect description. So even the sun today, the day before, as we're stepping into this energetic window that is going to be with us over the next couple days, is specifically referencing literally this exact process of bringing dreams into reality, which is what these two aspects do. So this is very, very clear information in regards to what we're heading into in the middle of this week. And we really want to be staying out of fears right now and aligning with our higher heart, our faith, our divine guidance, and what we truly want and desire, like in the depths of our heart, and really just like daydreaming about this and imagining it and journaling, writing, any manifestation techniques or practices that you use. This is definitely the week to use them, and really just aligning without any fear, just pure faith, pure trust, pure love, aligning with what you truly hold in your greatest ideals, because those things right now in the energy this week, really there is just this universal blessing that is helping us to create these things in our reality. And it might actually be bringing up some more tense and conflicting feelings today specifically. This will pass, I think, as we move into tomorrow and these aspects become exact. But the main aspect that we really have going on today is a square from the moon in early Cancer to the sun in early Libra right now. And remember, the sun is also in a conjunction with Mars right now and is moving closer and closer and closer every day. And when this aspect comes exact, I'm going to do a whole video just about this specific aspect, because we're actually on the brink of beginning a new Sun-Mars cycle. And Sun-Mars cycles last about 2.5 years, and they're very significant. And like I said, this is not the video for that. We'll get into that at a different time. But with the sun in the conjunction with Mars ongoing right now, there is just a very heightened and fiery energy. We're being like really fueled right now. So something to keep in mind. And with the moon in Cancer coming into a square with the sun today, while we have these pending, like very bringing dreams into reality potential opportunities, aspects going on, there may be like just generally some sort of like confusion or uncertainty or like wishy-washiness, or just generally feeling like some emotional insecurities about how we actually make that happen, like how we take these dreams, or if we're like all pie in the sky about it, or if we're sort of just like living a fantasy and we can make this into something real and tangible and material and supportive and sustainable for us. Like we're sort of struggling with this today with the sun or the moon in Cancer in a square to the sun. But the thing is, this energy, this feeling is going to pass. And tomorrow, the moon, which is making the square right now, which may be bringing up these insecurities and this just like sense of confusion about how we actually make this happen. I think that by tomorrow, as the energy shifts, the moon shifts and begins to form this grand trine, I feel like we're not going to be worrying about that as much. We're just going to be having more trust and faith that things are going to fall into place, because that is really the process with all of these trines going on. That is things falling into place effortlessly energy. So in the energy today, as we're moving into it with this moon in square to the sun, it may be bringing up insecurities about how exactly we can make this process happen. But the thing is, we don't need to make this process happen. All we need to do, the energy is telling us, is to align with it. The sun is specifically referencing a man watches his ideals taking concrete form before his inner vision. So the guidance today, if these insecurities are surfacing regarding like, I know the direction I want to move in, I really know what dreams I want to make come true, but I just don't see how that could possibly actually happen. The energetics are telling us that we really need to see it taking place inside of our inner vision, and that will trigger this process of it taking a concrete material form in the physical world. So that is the process of how this works, and it's specifically saying it in this symbol. We need to watch our ideals within our inner vision, and that will spur them under these energetics specifically into taking these concrete forms. So definitely stay out of fear with this. This is all about our highest ideals, Neptune and Venus, this creative potential and this divine inspiration coming through, merging and really giving us this like huge opportunity through our imagination, through our ideals, through aligning with our faith that universe is going to handle it for us, and we don't need to really push or fight, or we just sort of need to surrender to the process. Our job is to watch these ideals taking form before our inner vision, and then universe is going to come in and do the rest, the other part of what needs to fall into place, and for that, in order for them to actually take concrete form in terms of the terminology of the specific degree, the way that it is referenced. So that as well. And another thing that I want to say with this, okay, because we do have Mars in a conjunction to the sun, and that means that the moon will also be squaring Mars today. So the moon is not just in square to the sun, it's also going to square Mars as well. And this may be triggering disputes, irritability, rash action. It could cause us to be very quick to anger, frustration, depression, like internal angst, just generally conflict and tension we may be feeling. Like it's almost like we know the direction we want to move in. We know sort of what we want to create in our lives. And maybe there's just this like really like internalized frustration or angst because we're feeling emotionally out of alignment with how we can actually make this possible. There's an emotional conflict going on in terms of how we can actually achieve what we're trying to achieve under these energetics. And again, it really, it's not about force. It's not about brute force. It's not about like pushing and asserting ourselves. It's about holding the inner vision of of our ideal, surrendering with the faith that universe is going to have things fall perfectly into place, and then watching them fall into place and taking this concrete form in front of us. So that is, how we really want to more so manage these energetics, but also keep in mind, there is great tendency to just be feeling like really, like feisty under these energetics. So, work out, do physical things like get out your energy in some other way other than, creating conflict or like being overly aggressive, unless, of course, you're in a situation where you really need to stand up for yourself and assert yourself, because that is also supported under these energetics right now as well. So just make sure you're using discretion in terms of how you're exerting your strength, your force, your aggression at this point in time, okay? The next thing I want to mention today, we have 2 planets changing degrees. Jupiter is retrograding back from 24 degrees of Aquarius to 23 degrees of Aquarius. This Sabian symbol is a big bear sitting down, waving all of its paws. And then we have the black moon moving today as well from 8 degrees of Gemini to 9 degrees of Gemini. And this degree is a quiver filled with arrows. So just a couple of thoughts on this degree. Remember, Jupiter rules our belief systems. Jupiter rules truth. And Jupiter is retrograde right now. So we've really been like reevaluating our beliefs and also our perceptions of truth in reality. And with Jupiter now at this degree, it's like we may be over the next week or so, while Jupiter is discharging 23 degrees of Aquarius, we may be aggressively defending our reassessments of the truth, our new beliefs, these the reevaluations that we've made in terms of how we're perceiving the truths of reality at this point in time, regardless of what that looks like. We're a very polarized we're in a very polarized climate right now, and people are really seeing things from 2 very different perspectives based on what frequencies they're vibrating with right now. But generally, I do think, and Jupiter expands everything too. So with this degree, we may just be very like aggressively defending these new beliefs, these new perceptions, our reassessments of truth that we've come to at this point in time. So I wanted to mention that. And then with the black moon moving to 9 degrees of Gemini, again, that Sabian symbol is a quiver filled with arrows. There's a couple things that this might be bringing up. First of all, we might be feeling targeted by something or someone, or we may be targeting something or someone. Remember, the black moon rules our fears and our insecurities as well. So this may be triggering like some fears of having to fight against something with a quiver filled with arrows, having to go to battle with something, and maybe bringing up some insecurities and fears. Also, this could possibly be relating to like this debate over these injections that is going on right now. A quiver filled with arrows, I feel like sort of resonates to this concept as well. And it may be bringing up and triggering some collective fears around this particular subject, which again is already very polarized. And the black moon is in Gemini, speaking of polarization. So I think under this energetic, this quiver filled with arrows, there could be even more polarization as a result of an even greater dichotomy in perceptions and views of reality that people are being very defensive over in regards to these injections, like I said, and people feeling very strongly in defending their beliefs one way, and people feeling very strongly in defending their beliefs another way. And remember, we do have Mars also moving into an opposition with Chiron, which is also all about health and healing. And Mars is battle and conflict. And in the sign of Libra, the scales, this is again talking about two sides of something. So I wanted to bring that up as well. I think that this may be heating up even more as we have the black moon at this degree. And possibly relating to the injections and collective fears surfacing regarding the safety or the danger of them. A quiver filled with arrows, there's definitely, brings up themes of either needing to defend oneself and protecting oneself, or feeling like targeted and vulnerable, okay? So I feel like these specific degrees might be relevant as well now that we have planets changing to them. The last thing that I want to talk about today before I get into the tarot and draw us all a synchronicity card for the day is I just want to mention briefly again the Sabian symbols and bring up some that I haven't mentioned yet. Just to reiterate, we do have the sun at 6 degrees of Libra today. A man watches his ideals taking concrete form before his inner vision. The manifestation degree dreams into reality this week. We have a huge opportunity to use this energy to really start to do this, to really start to lay some solid foundations in terms of manifesting our true dreams and what we really truly want and desire and wish for fulfillment. Universe wants to bring us down a path that will align us with those. But we're in this transformational process. We're in this metamorphosis process right now, and everything is being rearranged. And we really are being given this opportunity to use these energies this week to co-create the path forward in alignment with our highest ideals, divine inspiration, true creative potential, and what we deeply desire and authentically hold within our heart and our soul, okay? And then we have the Earth today at 6 degrees of Aries. The Earth is always in a polar opposition to the Sun, and that degree is a square brightly lighted on one side. And this degree can be interpreted in a whole bunch of ways, but as soon as I saw it today in the combination or in the context of everything else that's going on, it just immediately made me think and put into my head that I feel like with this, it's sort of saying that there's about 25% of the people right now, because it's talking about the Earth, it's talking about, the state of what's going on the ground, and it's a square that's brightly lighted on one side. So 25% of this square is brightly lighted, and I feel like there's something to do with that, like about a quarter of the people at this point aligning with the light and aligning with spirit and going through this process of bringing their ideals and their dreams into reality this week. It feels like, about maybe 25% or, one side of that square in alignment with the light. And so I thought that was a little bit interesting as well. Also considering, these 2 degrees are also interesting in the context of this manifestation window that we're moving into this week, considering that we currently have the North Node at 4 degrees of Gemini, and that degree is holly and mistletoe, reawaken, reawaken old memories of Christmas, I think it was. Sorry, I don't write the whole thing. Okay, holly and mistletoe, reawaken old memories of Christmas. So again, this is and this is the North Node. This is the path that the evolutionary path that universe wants to take us down collectively at this point in time to help us all align with the Aquarian frequencies coming in. And it's talking about holly and mistletoe, reawaken old memories of Christmas. So the path that universe wants to take us down right now, the evolutionary course that our souls are being called to make right now, is really about a path that wants to bring us joy, blessings, gifts, and celebration. And that is directly also in alignment with this super powerful dreams into reality energy, building energy that we have going on this week. So it's these 2 aspects in combination, the Sun trine Saturn, and this grand trine in water signs between Venus, Neptune, and the Moon, while Venus is square to Jupiter. It's really trying to take us down this path of holly and mistletoe, reawaken old memories of Christmas, really reuniting us with our joy, with a celebratory feeling in regards to life, and also, gifts, blessings, Christmas, right? So I feel like that is kind of synchronistic as well. We have Venus at 21 degrees of Scorpio today, and this Sabian symbol is obeying his conscience. A soldier resists orders. So with Venus at this degree today, people may be resisting orders in terms of what is out of alignment with their deeply held values, their deeply held desires, and their conscience. It's like as we're moving into this grand trine in water tomorrow with Venus, Neptune, and the Moon, it's like in our heart, we're at this point where we are really resisting things that don't align with our conscience at this point in time. And that is pushing us to what does align with our conscience. And that is these spiritually motivated ideals in conjunction with this divine creative energy that is going to be happening for the rest of the week. So it's telling us to start off this process that within the nature of our heart, we're really trying to align with our authenticity, with our deeply held values and desires, and with our true conscience. And this is helping us to come into alignment and to attract what is truly right for us so that we can go down this path that's leading to this ultimate fulfillment, wants to bring us these gifts and these blessings and this joy for life, with the North Node at that degree. And then again, we have Jupiter moving to 23 Aquarius, a big bear sitting up and waving all its paws. We are defending our beliefs this week. And 9 Gemini, where the black moon is, again, that was a quiver filled with arrows. Also possibly fears of being targeted or having to go to battle over something that we may really not be feeling comfortable with, maybe triggering some like really deep-seated fears or polarities also within our mind, with it being in Gemini. So that's really what I have for the report for today. Again, it's really just this square from the moon to the sun, and by proxy also Mars could be bringing up these like internal anger issues, or just the sense of confusion about what we really need to do to like lay the groundwork to start moving forward. But again, today is not the day that we really need to be worrying about that. We need to be having faith that over the next couple of days, things are really going to start falling into place, as long as we are out of fear and as long as we are truly holding within us the vision of what we want to create in alignment with the true desires of our heart and what is coming down to us through this spiritual inspiration that is going to be heavily activated over the next couple of days. So that's what I have for the report today, guys. In terms of the tarot that came out today, it blows my mind when this happens, because like sometimes I'll draw the cards first and then I will look at the energy for the day. Sometimes I'll do it in the other order, but it never fails to amaze me how accurate they like match up. And I draw a tarot card and I ask God to give me a message to clarify the collective energy under the energetic of the day. And today when I did that, the card that came out of the deck was the High Priestess. And then on the back of the deck was the Ace of Pentacles, but it was in reverse. And this can be interpreted, like there's a few different things that I'm thinking about this, but first and foremost, the first absolute thing that it made me think of was the moon today in a square to the sun and Mars, because the High Priestess, this can represent like some confusion or some mystery or things just not being as they appear. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, this card is actually about manifesting and creating something like brand new, but in a very like diligent and hardworking and material oriented, like grounded way. And it's like right now, all of us collectively are sort of feeling like some confusion over, or like something is like some mystery, some confusion over how exactly we go about the process of this manifesting, of creating, of starting and building this like brand new thing. Okay. And it's like we're feeling sort of like hindered in our ability to move forward and build something new, which is exactly what the moon today in Cancer and square to the sun and Mars in Libra. It's like the same vibe, the same energetic, like just some confusion or some mystery or some insecurity over how exactly we're going to make this process work, make this new thing, whatever we want to bring into reality, actually like take a concrete, tangible form, or how we even get the process of working on it started, basically. It is saying, though, that intuition, inner guidance, and surrender to the divine will bring clarity, because the High Priestess also rules like our intuition and surrender to the divine and the spiritual connection. Intuition, inner guidance, surrender to the divine will bring clarity and direction on how to begin creating in alignment with the new path. How do we get the Ace of Pentacles switched from reverse to upright? We follow our intuition. We follow our divine guidance. We, instead of being like afraid of the mystery or confused by the mystery, we just sort of let go and surrender to it and have faith that things are going to fall into place. Things are also, this card is this combination of cards I feel like is also indicating that things are being presented as worse than they truly are right now for some reason, and also illusion and deception negatively impacting like finances, economies, or like economic and financial conditions right now. Things are not clear, and it may be having a detrimental impact on like money and stuff like that generally, with it being the Pentacles, or again, just like the new things that we want to create and bring into material manifestation. This is being rectified though through the exact aspects tomorrow. Like I've been saying, I really feel that this is just the momentary energy that's being described of the day. And as we move into tomorrow, when the moon changes, forms this grand trine, we will really be feeling a lot less conflicted about how we can actually make these creations, how we can actually begin to manifest these dreams that are being spoken of today and that we are being presented with a really incredible opportunity to do moving into the next couple of days. So that is what I have in terms of the astrology and the messages coming through the tarot today. Now I am going to shuffle these amazing little synchronicity cards that I have right here, and I'm asking that universe give me a message for every single person that is watching this right now, whenever you are watching this. And let's get a message that is going to just help us navigate these current circumstances. Let's see. Oh my gosh, look at this. Incredible. Great blessings. Are you kidding? Like, what have I been talking about this whole entire report in terms of where we're at today and what is coming the rest of the week? Like, see this type of stuff? These are synchronicity cards for sure. It says, for whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved, Romans 10:13. And then it says, nothing is more powerful than God. Contact God quietly with faith and confidence, and know God is opening a path in solving your problem. With God, nothing is impossible, and great blessings will be yours. Like, I probably could have just skipped the entire report today and read this card, because I feel like I have like iterated this exact message over and over throughout all the different aspects of the astrology that I'm looking at today. So this message sums up absolutely perfectly where we're at right now. It even says God is opening a path. So even these issues that we may be experiencing, this high priestess and this reversed ace of pentacles, this like confusion about how we move forward, like I've stated numerous times, we just surrender to our intuition and surrender to the process, and things are going to be falling into place to align us with these blessings that universe wants to bring us moving forward, so that we can develop to our full potential, live a life in alignment with our authenticity, and really serve the greater good of humanity to the best of our ability, and fulfill the destiny that God brought us here to fulfill. So that is what I have for my report today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow when you guys do that. Please leave me comments as well. I absolutely love your comments. I love hearing what you guys have going on. If you want to get a hold of me, my email address is aubreystarsAstrology@gmail.com. I also have a Facebook page and a Facebook group if you guys are interested in that. And I would absolutely be honored and delighted if you would come back with me tomorrow for day one of this really beautiful dreams into reality window energy that we have going on. And I'm wishing everybody a really beautiful day. Don't be in fear. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just have faith that it's going to happen, and know that universe has your back. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.